So, people, I've introduced myself as Rich Doherty, having been around here since 1976. Nancy Doherty has been around here since 1964. She's one of the oldest people, longest lived people on the books, I should say. She's not old, except she is somewhat of a cougar. She's a little older than I am. So standing next to me is a gentleman that can introduce himself and tell you what you might need to know about him or what he wants you to know about him.
Well, hi everybody. I'm Bob Dowd, and I can't say I'm as long-lived as Rich, either in years or in time at this church, but it's been 26, 27 years now that we've been coming to First Parish, so been a real joy here. And I don't know what the organizing committee was thinking of when they called up two Midwestern boys to do this emceeing. Indiana, home of Mike Pence, and Wisconsin, Mr. Johnson, Rob Johnson. So
and Larry Bird.
And Larry Bird. Okay, there's some redemption there. Yeah, Paul Ryan. Yeah, so we've got some interesting things going on in the Midwest, but they're still beautiful states. I love my home state. All right, so let's see. We first up have a very compressed program for you. We're going to try to keep things moving because I know you all want to socialize and get to some ice cream and stuff. But our board, Parish Board, is going to be up first, and here is Dave Southard.
Put this down here. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today to honor John. All right, let's speak directly into the mic. How's that? Better? All right. I guess I just wanted to relate some personal anecdotes and talk a little bit about what it means to me to be part of the church, part of this community, and just relate a couple things about Bedford and First Parish and my journey here. John and I actually have kind of a parallel timeline in that I moved to Bedford in 1988, young married couple. Here we go. No, you have to get it right in front of your mouth. Yep. Okay. As a young married couple, dual income, no kids, and we moved into a Bedford house right over there on Page Road. House I still live in. And shortly thereafter, John started his ministry here. Was it 1990? Yes. And around that time, my oldest, Caden, was born, and also around that time went through some difficulties and became a single dad on alternate weekends. So around that time, I saw John start his ministry, and it was a time that I was seeking a community as well. And so it was a perfect match. And as I was thinking about kind of my journey and John's career here, I was trying to think of some analogies, and I came up with one from science, and that's the idea of a catalyst. Usually this is some sort of a substrate where chemical reactions happen, and it doesn't participate in that reaction, but it provides a safe space for a couple of molecules to hang out together. And when enough molecules start hanging out and they have an affinity, then they have an interaction. And once the interaction starts, it goes fast. And I think John has had a similar experience here in what he means to our community. Is that he may not be involved in every single personal detail of all of our lives, but he has created a foundation and a safe place for us to form a community. And I've seen that occur over and over the years in my life, and everyone else will have their own story. Certainly, when I found myself to be a single dad, I had a community to come to where my child could participate in RE programs and kids sing and youth choir, and loved to participate in the musical productions that occurred for kids and middle schoolers. And later on, when I met Tina and we became engaged, we were married in the meeting house right here. John officiated, and we were able to start a new family together. And when my middle child came along, Noah, he was dedicated here into this congregation. Participated also in RE, loved participating in the musicals. And, one of the favorite thing for the kids, I think John would admit, interacting with the kids directly is not his forte maybe, but one of the favorite... maybe not your favorite activity. But one of the things that was so enjoyable for the kids was when he made cameo appearances in the musicals. I believe you were the captain on HMS Pinafore for Noah. And the kids just love that because it's John's presence was just really allowed them to have a good time and to see somebody that they admire so much to get in on the fun was great. And also later in life, as we adopted a child, we brought them into this community, and they're very welcome. And again, this idea, I think that a lot of that wouldn't have happened if John hadn't been here, not because he participated in every personal detail, but because he created this community. He created this catalyst in the more general form for all of us to gather together and to work together to have this beloved space. So that's about it for my remarks. I thank you all for gathering here to honor John, and we've got many more special presentations to come. Substrate. Thanks for forming the substrate. Thank you.
So standing up here and looking out over this crowd, it turns out I know most of you folks, I see how John feels only 1 or 2 Sunday mornings a month. Looking out over people that he likes, that he's had a lot of fun with, and people that he's done a lot of stuff with. I have been part of the physical plant committee here for a long time, and so I've watched some guys grow old with us, and then I watched some kids come along that help us out to do stuff that really needs to be done around here. And one of those kids that's helped out a lot is Carl Winkler. That one of the last great things Carl has done, even though he has been a kid that knows how to do things, was help us get those solar panels up there. So that it turns out that you cannot see them from the road, which we told the Historic District Commission, and it turns out that's about right. You can't see them from the road, but you can see them from here, but I don't think that counts. So, Carl, I saw you ambling. Oh, there you are behind me. John is going to say some nice, kind words to Carl about those panels. Oh, that's what my program says. No. I knew that. Go ahead.
Wow. So thank you for the introduction, Rich. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I'm supposed to keep this really short. And I promise I'll keep it short. All right? So, tenacity. What you see up there is thanks to John Gibbons, because although we all donated the money to do this, he, without any second thoughts, said, let's keep going. I had doubts, everyone had doubts, except for John Gibbons. And I think that we should all appreciate the fact that we have this building that is almost net zero thanks to his tenacity. So John, thank you very much. And where you won't be here in the fall, we'd like you to come up and see what's going to be installed in the building. Please come up. Here, let me remove it for you. So this will be installed in the building to thank everyone that helped allowing this building to move into the future. But again, it's because of this man that we got it done.
It all hangs together.
And this will be on display later after the event. So John, thank you again, man. Really appreciate it.
So over the years, we've had some amazing First Parish performers perform for a lot of John's sermons, and just perform for the fun of it for all of us. And one of those performers is Sharon McDonald. And she's here today to do a performance of something called the Stomp. And this is a talent that she invented. And by golly, this will be the 6th time at First Parish she has done the Stomp. And she's going to do that right now to honor John's having been here all of these years helping us stomp.
Well, I have my own mic. Can you hear me if I use my own mic? Yeah? This is my 6th stomp, and somebody said, you know, we're getting kind of tired of this stomp. I write a new one every time. This isn't the same stomp. It's a call and response. I say something, you say something, I stomp, you stomp. And it's better inside on the wood. We're going to upset a lot of earthworms here. I've got a stomp. I wrote for John. If you have boots, now put them on. Hey, 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 hey. The rules are few. Whatever I say, you say it too. You've got technique. It's sure not like this. Every week. What is so rare as a day in June when we meet here and not on Zoom. Well, a long time ago, when the Common was green, there were more parishioners than you've ever seen. They ran around free while the future's being born. And yet they were torn. Our respect for John is not baloney. Here's our heartfelt testimony, not overwhelmed by cosmic slime. John bikes the high road every time. He's not impressed by strict tradition. Wake up, wake up, has been his mission. He speaks the truth to the powerful and rich, but he got arrested for lying in a ditch. Put the shoe on If it fits, shave and a haircut. 2 bits. Giggling Buddha is departing. John's retirement is just starting. Like a happy cow who chews her cud. John, take a breath. Your life's in bud. The time has come. The walrus said. I think I'll hide beneath my bed. A few sad tears are apropos, but we won't let them stop the show. The morning's broken, my little light shines. I'm running out of 4-beat rhymes. We're gonna miss you, the people said. We'll give you quite a send-off, John. Your sabbatical will go on and on. There's another train. It's boarding now. We'll see you off with one deep bow. The choir waits while the clock goes bing. We have to say just one more thing. The love we have for you, dear friend, won't dissipate, won't ever end. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take off your boots, 'cause now we're done.
They say the same thing about my sermons, Sharon, but we love that stomp every time we hear it.
Isn't she amazing? And now, drawing on the deep well of talent that we have in this church, we have the marvelous Cynthia Mork bringing us some Gilbert and Sullivan, no less. I am the model of a modern major general, but with some lyrics modified for the occasion, and we'll hear more about those lyrics after the performance. So, Cynthia.
I've got the chorus joining me here, so can you hear me okay? Hello? Okay, like that? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Let me do that again.
Me, no.
This is not going to go well. Just waiting for the percussion section. He is the very model of a modern UU minister. His sermons aren't too lengthy and his topics rarely sinister. He knows church architecture from the steeple to the banister. He may not make church cookies, but he sure can fill the canister. His tasks may vary from profound to the utilitarian. He juggles them with the aplomb of an egalitarian. In short, in matters that may range from confidant to janitor. He is the very model of a modern UU minister.
He is the very model of a modern UU minister. He is the very model of a modern UU minister. He is the very model of a modern UU minister.
He is the very model of a modern UU preacher. Disco balls and flying fish, an ever-present feature. We wonder just what motivates this fascinating creature. But in the end, it boils down to a dedicated teacher.
In short, in matters that may range from confidant to janitor, he is the very model of a modern UU minister.
The notables all through the years that he has brought before us, it's almost guaranteed that there is nothing that will bore us. Ted Kennedy, Billy, Al Sharpton all joined in the chorus. Billy Collins' poetry and Anne Lamott's thesaurus. And also Reverend Billy with his very awesome chorus are the kinds of verbal ministry that he has dosed out for us. We've even had a trophy of the Red Sox set before us. What's next to surprise us might be bones from Brontosaurus.
What's next to surprise us might be bones from Brontosaurus. What's next to surprise us might be bones from Brontosaurus. What's next to surprise us might be bones from Brontosaurus.
On trips to Albashalva, he has learned to speak Hungarian. Isn't that convenient? For it rhymes with Unitarian. He may appear in pilgrim garb, black robes, or Scottish tartan. His sermon jokes are timeless, someday to Johnny Carson.
In short, in matters that may range from confidant to janitor, he is the very model of a modern UU minister.
Unlike some pious zealots, no hint of the inquisitor, and always pleased he is upon the advent of a visitor. He recites church history from the steeple to the cuspidor, points out the square holes in the floor, and just what they were put there for. I guess that we all knew that it would come down to this one day, ere since we had first heard him quip, "Ain't like this every Sunday." We quickly came to learn that church could often be a pun day. That guaranteed that frequently it'd also be a fun day.
Guaranteed that frequently it'd also be a fun day. Guaranteed that frequently it'd also
Hey! Papers. All right already. You know, Dean, I'm trying to set a mood here, okay?
Killjoy.
He is the very model of a retiring UU deacon. If he knows his future plans, he's not about to leak 'em. Politics, a trip to Mars, may not be ones that beacon. Whate'er they are, he has our best as he goes out to seek 'em. He's been there for us, he's cared for us, he's been our UU minister. We prayed for him, we've paid for him. He is the very model of a modern UU minister. He is the very model of a modern UU minister.
That's right. So Cynthia, she was supposed to have a prop. Let's put the hat on her. Yeah, there you go. Now, so Cynthia, do you want to talk about these lyrics just for a second, where they came from?
From me?
Yeah, let's do it from you.
Okay. All right, so I can't be blamed for these lyrics. The credit goes to Dr. Dawn Marshall, who's right over there. Dawn, can you wave? Stand up. Thank you, Dawn. He and I worked together. It was a lot of fun.
The talent in this church, it's amazing. So, we've been notified that one of our guests of honor has now arrived, and Maria is here somewhere. We saw her there, hiding down in the back there. So, Maria, could you please come up to the podium? And John and Sarah are scrambling to gather some items. Maybe they didn't expect me to announce this moment, but as many of you know, Maria spent quite some time as a guest of this church in sanctuary, thankfully receiving a respite of some space now to not have to be cloistered in the beautiful church, which I'm sure gets old after, how many years was it? Can somebody in sanctuary tell me? 3 years. Crazy time. And 3 months. Woo! Maria. All right. And I think John is coming as well. John is getting something. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Get close to the mic.
Okay. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? I love you, everybody. I don't remember the name of everybody, but I know the face. I miss everybody. Oh, mi pastor. I love you, pastor. I love you too. I love you. Everybody is special for me. The pastor is special for me too. I stay here every day with me in the church for 3 years and 2 months. I think that everybody I know that my problems stay here for 3 years, but I'm happy now. I'm staying now with my sons and my mom, with my family. I'm happy. My family is important for me. But I miss everybody, my teachers, the pastor, everybody that support me here. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. I pray every day for everybody. I know how I'm not to pay. I know how money, but you live in my heart, live in my mind every day. So I know how it is. But I love everybody. Thank you. Kathy! Oh, Kathy. Thank you, Pastor. I have something for you, little.
Okay. Okay.
Maria's presence here has been one of the most profound experiences of being part of First Parish for me, and I know for you as well. You have been a tremendous gift to us. You have given us an opportunity to walk our talk and live our way into our faith in a way that no other experience would have made possible. And so you have given us greatly, Maria, and we are very deeply appreciative. We do have 2 things. There is a picture of the church. There's a picture of the church for your new apartment. And then also, we used to have a room that we called room 201, and it is no longer called room 201, but it is now Habitación Maria Elena Macario, the Maria Elena Macario room with faith in God and the goodness of human beings. She won a victory for freedom, immigrant justice, and the reunification of her family by courageously living here in Sanctuary 2018 to 2021. And this plaque hangs here in the church, and this one goes, Maria, to your house.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything. Gracias, Pastor. Gracias. Thank you.
Felicidades.
Gracias. Y que descanse ahora porque ya trabajó mucho usted.
Entiendo. Ajá. No te preocupes.
Okay. Pastor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And next in our entertainment program for the afternoon, we have the great First Parish Poet Laureate, Lois Pulliam. You have it? Okay.
That's the good part. Well, I was carried onto this common like a sack of potatoes. And so I would just like to say that as a member of the 90s club, which is getting bigger all the time, I think I can beat the records of the others. Brown and I joined in May of, get that date, May of 1960. We've been here since before almost everybody on the common, I think, except Dot Ellis, and I know she's here somewhere.
She's waving.
And I also want to say this poem is not really an ode, although it's called Ode to John Gibbons on his retirement. I'd say it's about John Gibbons, and I would say also that it's pretty hard coming after Sharon because that stomp was really great. So here you go. Let's sing the praise of Gibbons, John, the man we're concentrating on. He came when Jack and Doug departed. The loss of both left us downhearted, but soon we knew that we were blessed. No need for feeling sad or stressed. John and Sue and son moved in. Their Bedford lives had started then. John's sermons? Wow, he had the gift and left no listener sad or miffed. A sense of humor, too, was there, with taste and wisdom both to spare. He brought in famous guests galore. Not one of them could prove a bore. He had the knack of mixing in no matter where, no matter when. The Carlton Willard folks are fans. He visits jails and pipeline bands. He flies his fish and rides his bike and takes us on a graveyard hike. Everywhere his praise is sung, and he knows how to hold his tongue. He advises and then marries them. He consoles and then he buries them. Which should count as number one, twinkly ball or confetti gun? Each one of us he has befriended or will before his term is ended. He has the gift of sympathy and broadens it to empathy. Let's face it, most of us just feel that as our leader, he's ideal.
Thank you. So many of you know that I come from a family of 9, and one of my brothers, Tom, who is 3 years younger than I, he is a twin, has been out here quite a bit, been in this church quite a bit, traveled to Transylvania with us at least once, has watched John and this church do stuff that he didn't think churches could do. Some of it he thought churches should not do. But he said, you guys do some stuff. And the reason why you do that stuff is John Gibbons is your spiritual leader. And I couldn't disagree with him. But after he heard John deliver this next parody from the pulpit, he said, that's all he didn't say. He went. So next up is that performance once again, but not by John, by a couple more of our performers over here.
Oh yeah. Top button. Top button. Okay, yeah.
Whose idea was this? That's what I want to know.
So I have to get dressed for this one. So this is an audience participation number. And one of John's immortal favorites. He actually requested this at some point. And so it was like, okay, he gets what he wants, right? So I have to make sure that we look ministerial for this. It's a bit of a biblical fable.
The things you do for art.
That's right. So the participation by you. So we say 5, and you say 5. So here we go. 5, 5. Oh, come on, you can do better than that, right? We say 5, 5. Ah, that's what we want every single time.
Have we got a note?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Method to this madness. Okay, we'll try. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. 1 and 2.
There were 5. 5.
Oh, come on!
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Bad.
That's all you get.
Bad. It moves.
1 and 2.
There were 5. 5 constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible. There were 5 constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the first constipated man, his name was Cain. He wasn't Abel. And the first constipated man, his name was Cain. He wasn't Abel. And the second constipated man, his name was Moses. He took 2 tablets. And the second constipated man, his name was Moses. He took 2 tablets. And there were 5 constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible. There were 5 constipated men in the holy books of Moses. And the third constipated man, his name was Solomon. He sat for 40 years. And the third constipated man, his name was Solomon. He sat for 40 years on the throne.
And the fourth constipated man, his name was Noah. He nearly filled the ark. And the fourth constipated man, his name was Noah. He nearly filled the ark. There were 5 constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible. There were 5 constipated men in the holy books of Moses.
And the fifth constipated man, his name was Balaam. He couldn't move his ass. And the fifth constipated man, his name was Balaam. He couldn't move his... And there were 5 constipated men in the Bible. In the Bible. There were 5 constipated men in the holy books of Moses.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet. We got 1 million of them. You ready? And the sixth constipated man, his name was Samson. He brought the house down. And the sixth constipated man, his name was Samson. He brought the house down. There were five constipated men in the Bible. There were five constipated men in the holy books of Moses.
You know it. One more. And the seventh constipated man, his name was Titus. And the name speaks for itself. There was five. Oh, no. There was five constipated men in the Bible. There was five constipated men in the holy books of Moses.
The musical talent in this place is amazing. And for that is a word. Yes, it is a word. And for those of you, I'm sure most of you have attended many services, and you also know the legendary musical capabilities of our minister. Yeah? Well, okay. Some of them are still in development, and we have a good friend joining us here, Mr. David Moore, who is bringing some music to the stage. And, well, let's just see how it all goes, John, because this is a interactive moment for you.
Hi, John. John, how do you get out of a room? No doors, no windows. There's only a mirror and a table. How do you get out of that room?
You can't saw your way out.
No, not yet. Not yet. You look in the mirror. You see what you saw. You take the saw. You cut the table in half. 2 halves make a hole. You crawl out the hole. My dream is to do stand-up. Okay, so John, you get to come up here. You have been so dedicated to saw playing that the saw angels have come down and brought you a saw. You're going to get a lesson.
The saw is usually most appropriate as part of Christmas Eve liturgical matters, but Juneteenth is okay too.
Yeah.
Unwrap.
Brad, maybe you can help with the mic.
And you're going to get your first saw. You're going to get your first saw lesson. And there's a bow. Let's get that bow.
Take it out and talk.
All right, there we go. That's what I want. So there's a bow for you. It's a 3/4 cello bow, so it doesn't hit the floor when you use it. So now I'll tighten that up for you in a minute. I actually have a piece of rosin I've used every year at the church, and it's the last piece of rosin before I get a new one. And it is wrapped in a program from church. It's all yours. Okay. And, stage hands. Yeah. Let me help you with this. All right. You don't need I get this. A water over here? Oh, this is a good one. then the rosin.
You want water? I want a scotch and soda.
Yeah. You'll want something stronger than that in a moment. There we go. So you got to rosin the bow. That creates the friction. All right. And I get little things here. And then it's tight like that. And you don't want to put your hand on this oils, all right? Now, this always goes on stage and gets stepped on. The trick is to hold the saw between your legs, carefully. And then you make an S curve, you make an S curve, and that's the secret sine wave. All right, so let me show you. You're getting there, but let go. All you do is this and push down with your thumb. So hold it like that, and keep your wrist the same, but it doesn't have to. You want to twist it around. You don't want to play on that side.
Oh.
There we go.
Testing.
All right. That's right. And so this saw comes from Musel and Westfall from Wisconsin. And I'll show you and demonstrate. You don't need it too taut. Just a little tension will make all the sound you need. Now, let me show you. Go like this.
Something will happen, and then it will be over.
Now you take the bow. You need the bow. And whoops. There we go. And put your thumb in it like that. Put your thumb like so. And then you hold it this way. You go up, stroke up. All right? Now watch this. Just a little tension. So, go like that. Just a little tension. And you want to find the sweet spot. And then you get nervous, you shake your leg. Or you wear different shoes for different vibrato and put foam rubber under it. So, let me help you.
What am I doing?
Now, here we go. Just squeeze it tight.
Yeah.
Okay,
You have to
let
make
go
an
for a
S.
minute. Now we're going
An
like
S.
that.
S.
All right. So, nice knees. So yes, now you're getting it. Whoa. What you will end up doing is sounding like a cat in agony for about 2 years. And then the mad dogs will come. But the sweet spot is at the, yeah. So there you go. So now like that. And you keep your wrist the same and just push up and down. All right, so where the bow changes direction, the saw changes direction, and the S curve is the sweet spot. Now, so you ready? We're going to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah, that's what we're going to play.
I need an A. Give me an A. No. All right. So hold it sideways more. Maybe not put the John, maybe not put the handle so far down, so it rests like the corner goes like that, and then there you go. Now it can go sideways more. So now here, there you go. Ready? Here we go. goes on and on and on.
Yes, yes.
So, you will do well. And
David, you make house calls?
Go ahead.
oh, so you will have indefinite saw lessons anytime you want, and you turn the radio on and tune up and play to the radio. Oh, this is a 32-inch tenor saw. You can also get the baritone and the two-man bass saw.
And guest musicians get good money too.
Yes, and mine comes in a shotgun case. Actually.
Bagpipes and saw, we can do that together.
Thank you for all the times you've been here.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
No, that's not the primary. This is the primary.
Thank you.
So, John, don't go too far away. We need you still here. So I believe the committee has something for John at this point in the service, a little gift for him. Now, I think we can all expect to have John coming out with his first CD of the saw in about, 6 months you'll need. Remember, YouTube is your friend, and do a bunch of selfies, get 3 or 4 followers.
So, John, you may not have seen them yet, but over on the wall near the water fountain are bowls of rock. So if you haven't seen them, all of you who are out there, please stop by and pick one to take home. And these are rocks that are inscribed with all of your famous Johnisms. And so we have for you, I'm retiring and I got a rock.
All I got was this lousy rock.
From your celebrations committee. And here is your collection of rocks.
Wow.
Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
Do you want to hold
No,
the mic?
he doesn't need it. You're on your own.
Just to make you feel at home.
Thank you. Tell me what democracy looks like. And even if it's democracy, I tell you, I'm not going to challenge the results of this election. I'm leaving office no matter what. But I, again, am reminded of that fake newspaper headline, Gibbons finally leaves, hundreds return to church. And this is it. It really, these two things are going together here, folks. I've wanted to do this. Raise your hand if I was in some way involved or officiated at your wedding or somebody in your family's wedding. Look around. Wow. Raise your hand if I was involved in one way or another with a family memorial service. And raise your hand if I was in some way involved with a child dedication or naming service. As I said last Sunday, we didn't have any child dedications in the last year. Sex, no thank you, it's a pandemic. But the week after next, there will be 4 child dedications on my very last day, on the 30th of June. And so that feels very much like full circle. And I'm so deeply grateful and thank you for not only 31 years and not only today, but for a lifetime, all my life. You are inscribed on my heart and always will be.
And to take a page out of the sayings of the Reverend Gary Smith, thank you.
Okay, folks, we're coming near the end of the formal part of this remembrance, dedication, brawl, whatever we're doing here for John. There's a couple of talents that weren't mentioned that John has been working on, and I've seen him do this internationally, and that's... I haven't learned how to do that, but there it is. You've seen this, and in addition to being one of the, this is the word out there internationally, he is one of the great orators of the Unitarian movement and possibly of any movement. So he is good from the pulpit, but there's one thing he hasn't been able to do, and that's make the sound of a John Deere B tractor. He has practiced, and a few weeks ago, he called up Harold Babcock. Oh, he was with Harold, and he called me, and I answered the phone, and he said, make the sound of a John Deere B, please, over the cell phone, so Harold could hear it, and John could hear one more time what it sounded like, and maybe you'd like to try that now, John. I'd like to hear you do it. You still haven't got it down, huh? Well, it goes like this. And when it's pulling hard through clay, it goes. He cannot do that yet. Stick with him, Harold. Stick with him. Megan Lyons, who was our parish minister here for 9 years, is here today to dedicate one of the things that John bugged us into doing again and again and again, and that is put that water fountain over there. We were going to gather over there, but we don't have sound from there to hear, so let's stay here, and then after part of what Megan is going to do, there's going to be something happening over there. So look that way as Megan does this dedication. I think perhaps one of the biggest disappointments in John's ministry was when Megan left. He was visibly moved for some time about Megan not being here because they were such a good team. Gibster and Megster, right over here. Gibster and Megster is what they refer to each other as. So Megan is going to say, I hope, many kind words, some about that gurgling Gib over there. You can talk too.
I'll thanks, Rich. As you know, I've sort of devoted the last many months of my ministry here to building various monuments to myself. The most recent of which is the Fount. I thought about just, giving you a statue, a larger than life-size statue of myself. But the way that works is that, in a couple of months or not much longer than that, you would have found out some damn thing that I'd said or done, and you'd have to get ropes out, and you'd have to pull the damn statue down. So I hope that the fountain lasts.
Well, I promised John that I would wear a hat to this day in case he needed to throw up. so oh, it's sweaty. Well, at least we aren't following the 5 constipation, or 3, or whatever they were. 7, 5.
Titus!
You made it over the, you made it up to the top where you can look out and you can look back and you can see all of these faces and all the people who aren't here but are here who would be if they could be. And
or who are here in their thoughts or in their dreams or in their legacy.
Yes, we're both co-writing the thing you say at the beginning of the memorial services. John, there's no way to say as I made an 8. I wrote it, and there's no way to say that the most fun I've ever had was working with you, the person who's inspired me most in my lifetime ever, and it's the truth, is you. The person who gave us the gift over and over of reminding us to be fully alive in every moment, because this is the one shot we get. That's you. And we all play well together. And you will be so missed, and you are so loved. So I did write it in case I couldn't think of anything to say in the moment. How often our voices are lifted with these words: "Come, thou fount of every blessing, tune our hearts to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise." I love this hymn, but have you ever wondered what this fount of every blessing would actually look like? I mean, maybe it's a baptismal font, but other times I've imagined something more natural, like maybe the geyser at Yellowstone. You're just looking the other way and suddenly it's surprising you from behind. But now that I have actually seen this gorgeous fountain over here, I realize there's no unseeing it. The fount of every blessing is right here in our memorial garden, and we are about to dedicate it. In true First Parish spirit, this fountain welcomes all, most noticeably those who are tall, medium, or in a wheelchair, and those who are very short or furry. And if you aren't social distancing, you can stand next to your friend or pet while having a drink. The fountain was commissioned in honor of John's 31 years of ministry here. And raise your hand if you are younger than 31 years. There are some, and so some of those people have only known you as their minister, and they are so lucky for it. As we well know, John himself has been a life force, an inspiration, and a healing balm to so many, many people. It seems only fitting that his energy is behind and a part of something life-giving and good. So I hear that many names have been circling around for this fountain, and the most popular has been the Gurgling Gib. It's a name that made John...
It's a takeoff, on gurgling cods. You know what gurgling cods are? Shreve, Crump, and Lowe used to have pitchers that you'd have fill with liquid, and they'd go blub, 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 blub. And they were gurgling cods, so this is the Gurgling Gib.
So it's a name that made John smile, and so it has stuck, since that is truly what we all wish upon you, John, is that you would look back on your years here, and a smile would come across your face, and that you will look ahead to the years you have in your next chapter, and that will bring a big smile too. So today, on this momentous occasion, we dedicate our fountain to life. May all who come here thirsty find their thirst quenched with cool, fresh water. May all who come here seeking mercy find streams never ceasing. May all who need to wake up, as John says, find water aplenty to splash on their face. And may all who come here for laughter, for renewal, for joy, find it here in highest praise. From this day forward, let the gurgling Gib be a fount of every blessing to this spirited community here and beyond. And last but not least, we're going to need a little demonstration because some of you may not have seen it. We need 3 people or beings, 1 tall, 1 medium, and 1 very short. I think Taylor was one of them. And maybe Sam would go and be the tall one. And I know there's at least 1 dog. Sam, bring your doggo. Pluto? All right. And they are really going to just stand next to it. And because John's playful spirit is so much a part of who we are as a community today, I feel it is only fitting to issue forth from the fountain an inaugural water balloon or 2. And as they head over there, you might want to watch your backs, but there are some water balloons that may be about to happen, and I will leave that to the discretion of the young people. 3 cheers to life, and 3 cheers to John Gibbons, who has made his way somewhere, and I'm not seeing. He is ready. The water balloons may be ready, and don't stand under the tree. And John is ready too. Hats off to you, John.
Yeah, we do some stuff, don't we? We really do. Folks, that's the end of this part of the program. We're going to keep going with food, treats, conversation, and John has promised to hang around until we all go home. Is that right, John? What? So let's have some fun.
And when you head over to check out the gurgling Gib, there are, I believe, some rocks over there, painted rocks with Johnisms on them. So feel free to take one if one moves you.